All right, we're going to get going here. Welcome to an impromptu session of kite making with Mikio Toki from Tokyo, Japan. Toki-san has been making Japanese kites for many, many years, and he is a traditional kite maker in Tokyo. And he's going to show us how to make the Kaku Dako, the four-sided rectangular kite typical of the Tokyo region. We start with some basic materials: washi paper, usually made from the mulberry plant, washi paper, made from the mulberry plant, and bamboo. The bamboo is a strong material and light material for the spars of the kite, and we'll use 4 spars in this kite: a vertical, a horizontal, and 2 diagonal spars. Just looking at the material we have 5 reinforcement pieces of paper, 2 pieces of string, and we'll have 4 red tails that will go on the kite. One of the important things that we have here in our list of materials is a toothpick, because we use the toothpick as a needle to bridle our kite. And of course we need white glue. Elmer's glue works beautifully. Any archival white glue works. And then we'll have a reel of string so that we can fly our kite. We're making a functional kite that's going to work. Our first step in preparing the paper sail for its bamboo spars is to fold the paper in half, lengthwise. This ensures that our kite is symmetric. The left side is exactly the same as the right side. We also fold over 1 centimeter at the top. We'll use this to glue our horizontal spar inside the layer of paper. Whenever we make kites, we have to be very concerned with symmetry of materials, and when we lay our spine down the center, we want to make sure it's right down the center. These 2 spars run diagonally from corner to corner. They have to be matched to one another, almost like a pair of twins, if you will. They bend the same, and we use them in the same direction, top and bottom. If you turn these around so that one is up and one is down, they bend differently, and your kite then will not fly. It's an easy process to glue our spars onto the kite. We simply use a little bit of white glue with a Q-tip or our finger and put a small amount of glue on the spar and lay it on the paper in exactly the right spot. We want to make sure that there's an equal amount of spar excess on both sides of the paper. Again, symmetry is important. Too much overlap on one side means that side's going to be heavier. We push down, straight down onto the spar, straight down onto the paper to make sure the glue sticks. So now we have our horizontal spar, our bow spar, attached to the paper. Now we're going to attach the spine. This runs up and down, right down the center line of the kite. People use bamboo in different ways. Sometimes they glue the skin side to the paper. Other times they glue the pulp side to the paper. I prefer just to be consistent on a kite of this size, and usually I feel that the pulp sticks better to paper, so I always glue the pulp side to the paper, leaving the skin side of the bamboo exposed. On this spar, we make sure the top of the spar is exactly over the horizontal spar, and at the bottom of the kite, away from Toki-san here, there's a little bit of an overlap of the spar off the paper. Always think about the economy of materials. If you use too much glue, you'll have to wait a long time for the glue to dry, the paper gets soggy, and it just slows down the whole process. So we really use a very small amount of glue. That's more than enough to glue these light spars onto the kite. As I said before, these two diagonal spars are evenly matched. They bend the same way. The knots of the bamboo are in the same places. So we use them in the same direction, top to bottom, on both sides. And we also glue them to the paper in the same way, so that the pulp side is glued to the paper, exactly corner to corner. We want to make sure that when we're finished, these two spars cross exactly over the center spar. That ensures the symmetry of our kite. As we place these diagonal spars, again at the top of the kite, we cross over the horizontal spar, and so we see about the same amount of diagonal spar outside the paper as we see horizontal spar outside the paper. It's very pleasing to the eye as well as being functional. It's important that these spars are attached to the paper, so we make sure that they stick. And now the second diagonal, ensuring that it crosses right at the center line where the other diagonal crosses the center. There we're checking to make sure that the diagonals cross exactly in the middle. With white glue, you usually have two chances to lay that spar down.